Oh, hello there. Hey, you're probably here to see me and like us in our new mini-series.
So, in this episode, we're going to carry on looking at our theme of
Epiphany!
Yes, thank you, Bradbury the spy.
I'm not a spy!
Gerald, while you do this boring part, I'm gonna get ready. Okay, see you guys.
Oh, okay. Epiphany, which means God showing himself to us, or us having a sudden, oh, I see now moment. So, pause the video for just a moment and talk with each other about this easy question. Can you remember a time when you realized something quite big about God? And what was it? Okay, hit pause now. Dum 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 dum. Walk like an Egyptian. Dum 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 dum. Okay, I'm gonna guess you're done. Here we go. Episode 2. Whee!
Last time on the God Detectives.
McGinger, help me! Help me! Help me!
Okay, relax, my tiny friend.
Seek out the one they call Cow!
Oh no, not her. And to have the gumption to come back and see me, McGinger. Now, there's another person I know we can go to. A mysterious and well-named Patrick Googlebottom.
Episode 2, Wine. A week had passed since the stunning yet burdened detective from McGinger and Schneebly began her incredible investigation into the ways God has shown himself to people. Surely this was gonna be... Not yet, Gerald. Surely that...
McGinger, I can't reach the doorbell.
Oh my gosh! Gerald, I was in the middle of a massive, magnificent monologue about me, but pray tell, what brings you here on this dark and rain-drenched Wednesday?
Hello, McGinger. I couldn't stay away from your genius. Oh, who wrote this?
Oh, that doesn't matter. Okay, say your lines.
I have another lead. People say that this is about God revealing himself. You said last time we were together there might be a person called Patrick who could help us. It's the first miracle Jesus did in public, and it's the miracle of
The miracle of the water that transforms into wine.
Yes, that's right. You're so clever and observant and amazing.
It's all true. Okay, yes, I think Patrick is the right person to help us with this, but first, let me fill you in on his terrible backstory.
A story about Patrick's back?
No, listen, Garlow. Patrick is not who you think he is. The reason he lives on the streets under the Brooklyn Bridge is because he's actually not from this time at all.
What do you mean, McGinger? What gruesome thing could have happened to him?
Patrick was a religious teacher from the time of Jesus himself, 2,000 years ago.
Then how's it even possible he's here now?
Well, Patrick saw some of the miracles of Jesus and it transformed him so much that he decided to tell Jesus stories to the world! The world! He made himself a boat and sailed off to tell people about Jesus. But disaster struck! His boat was set adrift on a freak storm, much like the turmoil that circles around and around in my troubled heart. And it took him to the polar ice caps.
It doesn't sound likely.
And there, he froze for thousands of years until a team of scientists thawed him, found him, and brought him back to New York. And so, if we need to ask about Jesus, he's the guy. Patrick Googlebottom.
Then let us go and see this mysterious and ancient man. He speaks English, doesn't he?
Well, he speaks American, so it's like better. Okay, let's go.
Scene 2, underneath the Brooklyn Bridge.
So, here we are in the rain. Cue rain. Here we are in the rain, It's cold and lonely here, like it is in the emptiness of my lonely existence.
Is Patrick Googlebottom somewhere here?
Yes! Don't worry, my young friend. Here I am.
Sir, is it true that you lived around the time of Jesus?
Oh, yes. And then I was frozen in ice in a freak accident. But now I live here as a homeless wise man under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
It sounds ridiculous, if you ask me.
Hey, so Patrick, we want you to answer us.
Oh, yes. It's about Jesus doing the first ever miracle that was in front of other people. Do you remember it, Patrick?
Oh, I remember it as if it was yesterday.
So what happened, O wise and ancient mystical sage?
Well, let me tell you. I was there at the wedding of my good friend, and in the middle of everything, we ran out of wine.
Did someone just say let them eat cake? That's what I would do.
No, you don't understand. Back in those days, the water wasn't really very safe to drink. Not really. So wine was much, much safer. Alcohol in it made sure it didn't give you any nasty bugs. But it was also how you showed your guests that they were important to you. So instead of just giving them any old wine at the wedding, you'd bring out the great stuff.
And they'd run out. So what happened?
Well, Jesus saw 6 large stone water jars.
Large stone water jars.
And he asked them to be filled with water.
Filled with water.
Then he asked the servant to draw the water out and give it to the man in charge of the ceremony.
Draw the water out and give it to the man in charge of the ceremony.
Okay, you can stop that now. It's really annoying me.
Really annoying me.
Oh! Anyway, when the man in charge tasted the water, it wasn't water at all. It had turned into the most delicious wine ever tasted in his life.
Oh my gosh.
That is an amazing story. Thank you, Patrick Googlebottom.
Wait! You need to know that this mysterious and cryptic line before you go. What's important about the story is less what happened and more what it means.
What?
Ooh.
Oh, he's gone.
Like the mists of time itself, he vanished into the dark, rainy night.
Who do we ask now then?
We need to go and see my old nemesis and arch enemy, the head of ancient meanings at the University of Cambridge-ton-sville, downtown New York.
Who's that, McGinger?
Oh, his name is Leo Simbaton. Sadly, last time we met, I kind of ruined his career and trashed our relationship and shamed him in front of the world. But I think he might be over that now. Okay, so let's go!
Yay!
Scene 3, the University of Cambridge-ton-sville, downtown New York.
Blondie McGinger, my old nemesis and arch enemy. What an unexpected revulsion. I'm so disappointed to see you.
I thought you'd be over that by now, Leo.
What? Over it? Last time we met, you ruined my career, you trashed our relationship, and you shamed me before the world.
Please, Professor Simpleton.
No, not Simpleton, it's Simbaton, like Simba the lion.
Sorry. We need your help. We're trying to find out about the miracle of the water into wine. We know what happened, but Patrick said we needed to find out why.
Oh my gosh. You took him to see Googlebottom, the ancient, mysterious wise man?
Like we had a choice?
Well, let me tell you 4 things that you need to know about what this all means. Thankfully, I have rebuilt the ruins of my career, and I'm now the head of ancient meanings here. Okay, so listen up. Number 1, the jars in the story are used for ritual washing. That means that people use them to become clean on the inside. With God, not just clean on the outside.
So, if people were sorry about things they'd done, they could wash.
That's right. and they'd have faith that the washing would be seen by God as a sign they wanted to get right with Him on the inside.
Oh, that sounds quite important.
That's right. So faith can clean us on the inside. Number 2, the jars were made of stone. Now that's really important too, because a man called Moses said that God told him that stone can never be made impure.
Oh, so the water to help us clean our hearts by faith is kept in something that is always pure itself.
Oh, that sounds really important because Jesus always stayed pure, so maybe it means that the way to get clean on the inside comes from Jesus. What's number 3, Leo?
Okay. Number 3 is that the jars were not full. They were empty. They were not filled. They never stored water in the jars. They got the water when they needed it, so it was always running or like from a stream or rain. That way the water was always fresh, and this special kind of water was called living water.
Oh, I know why that's important. Jesus called himself living water.
That's right. He said, I am the
He
living
did.
water.
And finally, D. Jesus transformed the living water into wine. Now that's important too, because Jesus later said that the wine was like a way of remembering his death on the cross. His blood spilled out on the cross would be like God making a new promise with us on earth.
The final scene, back in the office.
Did you get those 4 things, Garlow?
I did, McGinger. 1, faith cleans us on the inside. 2, Jesus stayed pure all his life. 3, Jesus is the living water. And D, Jesus transforms us.
Amazing! And here's someone else we can talk to next time. Sadly, she's a bird, and she talks with a strange accent, and, well, last time I saw her, I kind of ruined her life, and caused her to be blamed for something she didn't do, and she went to prison for like 5 years, but I think she might be over that now.
Okay, well, I'm going to put all of this together with what we learned last time, and I'll see what else I think might be important for us to investigate. Okay, bye!
Okay, bye! Bye! And with that, Barry Garlow ran off through the storm back to his pitiful home. McGinger, meanwhile, stared out of the cold, hard world and asked herself deep, deep questions about, well, everything. Would she figure it out? Would her heart ever be mended? Find out next time on The God Detectives, starring me, Blondie McGinger.
Well, we hope you liked this episode. Now, here are 4 things that we learned about this time in the water into wine miracle. Maybe you could take some time as a family to find out things you think you would want God to wash clean inside of you. Maybe things that you regret doing. Maybe some action you took and you think, well, I should not have done that. That's not like Jesus at all. Maybe it's an attitude that you have that frankly stinks. And remember, Jesus is the perfect stone jar. He was never unclean. He is the living water that can wash you. And he can transform you on the inside. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.